Good day, everybody. It's Andrew here, and welcome back to my channel. We've got some huge updates from Mitt Romney himself. He is open to making a deal with Democrats to get the stimulus package done, which would mean they would not need Joe Manchin's vote because Mitt Romney would be the 50th vote to get the package done through budget reconciliation. So this is huge. Let's discuss the details and what the heck is going on. But before we jump into it, do me a quick favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this channel with anyone who you think might find this helpful. This is a community for seniors, and my job here is to be a voice for you and be a voice for seniors to make sure that President Biden keeps his promises to increase Social Security benefits, increase SSI and SSDI, and even include a stimulus check for seniors in this next stimulus package. Of course, Bernie Sanders is trying to get a $1,000 stimulus check for seniors in this Build Back Better stimulus package. So again, thank you so much for being a part of our community. And if you really want to support my work, subscribe to my second channel. The link to that is going to be in the comments of this video. And on that channel, we're going to have some updates as well. And we're also going to do fun things like play bingo, play casino games, and you'll be able to play with me live. And it'll be a fun community. So thank you so much for your support. I'm also going to be giving away stimulus checks on that channel. So again, the link to that is going to be in the comments of this video. So headlines just broke saying that the Biden administration is open to working with Mitt Romney after he calls for a bipartisan approach to the child tax credit payments. Remember, the child tax credit payments are one of the main sticking points in this stimulus package. So let's discuss the details in a sec, but first, let's do a quick update on daily trending news. So there's a lot of news lately about when you should claim Social Security. What's the strategy? What's the best time to take it? And what are the different methods you can do to really maximize your benefit? Now, I'm not going to dive into it in this video because that is a huge topic, but it's just a little sneak peek. This is something I'm going to make a video on soon. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in this. Look, even if you're already on Social Security, this is good information because you can share this with your friends. You can share this with your family. It's just good to be more knowledgeable of how Social Security works. Now, a lot of people have been asking me in the comments, if COLA is going up so much, we're having this huge COLA increase, is this going to affect my SNAP benefits, right? A lot of people are concerned because if you're at kind of the cutoff, right? If you're at the higher income limit of SNAP, this COLA increase could potentially lower your SNAP benefits. Now, historically, what usually happens is the federal poverty line usually goes up basically in accordance with what COLA goes up by, right? So that usually is not an issue. But in 2021, we kind of had a unique situation, so this is actually really important. So let's take a look. Social Security. Could the COLA increase reduce your SNAP benefits? The rate of inflation skyrocketed to 6.8% in 2021. Remember, COLA is only 5.9%. So this is actually something that we need to have addressed. COLA should actually be adjusted, in my opinion. They should retroactively make an exception and increase COLA to 6.8%. That's a whole different story. I'm not going to go on a huge tirade on that, but honestly, COLA, even at 5.9%, was not large enough because inflation went up even more to 6.8%. Now, this is the highest 12-month increase since 1982 with a 6.8% inflation. So Social Security will increase by 5.9%. And what does this mean for SNAP recipients? Now, beneficiaries won't see the full impact of high inflation on Social Security income until well into 2023 and beyond. So what they're saying here is that we're probably going to have a large COLA increase in 2023 as well, because we expect inflation to stay high for about the next 6 to 12 months. Now, with that said, low-income programs could potentially see their benefits slightly cut depending on your current income level. Now, low-income programs such as SNAP, rental assistance, and Medicare Extra Help have complex eligibility requirements and income restrictions that are determined in relationship to a percentage of the federal poverty level. So based off of your income and where you fit compared to the federal poverty level, you could have your benefits cut if the COLA adjustment increases your benefits too much. Now, usually this isn't an issue. Generally, this is not a problem because the federal poverty level is adjusted for inflation each year using the Consumer Price Index for urban consumers. Now, typically the CPI-U increases slightly faster than the CPI-UW, which is used to adjust Social Security benefits. So basically the point I'm trying to make here is that generally, the formula used to calculate the federal poverty level usually results in a slightly higher increase in the federal poverty level than it does in the increase in Social Security benefits. And this is kind of complicated, but the bottom line here is that this is good because this allows for you to get an increase in Social Security benefits generally without lowering your SNAP benefits and your rental assistance benefits and things like that. Now, this is a different story in 2021. Now, while the federal poverty line tends to keep pace with COLA, this is a different story in 2021 because the COLA adjustment actually went up slightly more than the federal poverty level. So what this means basically, bottom line here, folks, is if you're low income, most likely this COLA adjustment, I don't want to scare you, most likely it's not going to affect your SNAP benefits and it's not going to affect your rental assistance benefits. But if you're slightly higher income, like you're still low to moderate income, but you're on the cutoff, right? Like let's say you're on SNAP benefits and you're barely qualifying for SNAP benefits, there's a chance you might actually now qualify for less or be completely disqualified based off of this COLA. So unless you're already on the border, I really wouldn't worry about this, but this is important. This is something to keep in mind. Look at your benefits, and if you're unsure how close you are to the cutoff, contact the local administration. Ask them, hey, is my COLA going to affect my SNAP benefits? This is something important to look into. It's also something important to share with your friends and family. So again, if you want to do me a huge favor, share this content with anyone who you think might find this helpful. Now, let's talk about Mitt Romney, folks. This headline just broke that Mitt Romney might potentially be offering President Biden a deal to get the stimulus package done and do a bipartisan plan on the monthly stimulus checks for families with kids, aka the monthly child tax credit payments. Now, the one thing that's not clear here is, first of all, does he actually want to do the entire stimulus package with Democrats, or does he want to parse out the child tax credit and just get that approved on its own? So let's take a look at this headline and see what the breaking news was. Now, the Biden White House on Tuesday expressed openness to working with Republican Senator Mitt Romney on the child tax credit payments after the Utah lawmaker called for a bipartisan approach on the issue. Jen Psaki said, "We're going to work with anybody who's interested in taking steps towards lower costs for the American people, whether it's on child care or elder care or health care." This was quoted by Press Secretary Jen Psaki when she was asked about Mitt Romney's recent statement. Now, Romney has proposed a program similar to the monthly child tax credit payouts. Now, he said that now that it is clear that Build Back Better isn't moving forward, and with bipartisan opposition to extending the president's ill-crafted child tax credit payments, the administration has an opportunity to do what it failed to do before: actually work with Republicans and Democrats on a lasting, fiscally responsible monthly stimulus check program for families. This was said by Mitt Romney on Monday night. He went on to say that legislation that impacts something as important as our children must be done on a bipartisan basis, and I urge my colleagues to come to the negotiating table to get something done for American families. Now, other notable Republicans like Senator Josh Hawley have actually proposed an even larger tax credit for parents of $6,000 for singles and $12,000 for a married couple with children. So it looks like there are some Republicans on board with doing monthly stimulus checks for families, although they want to kind of tweak them. Now, whether that be bigger or smaller, we'll have to wait and see. It looks like Mitt Romney wants to create more income limits where you won't qualify for the child tax credit if you're making like $90,000, $100,000 per year. Now, according to this article, though, it seems like he's focusing on the child tax credit, right? He's trying to do that on its own, most likely. He didn't really say that specifically, but he didn't say he wants to do the entire Build Back Better package. Now, that would have been more exciting, right, if he was more on board with the entire package. But sometimes what happens in politics is this could just be an olive branch, right? And this could lead to Mitt Romney working with Democrats to get the entire package done. Now, think of it this way. If Mitt Romney wants the monthly stimulus checks for families, Biden could say, hey, you know what? We'll include that in the package. We'll take some things out, and we'll include some other things that help the people of Utah, right? Of course, with Mitt Romney being a senator from Utah, you can kind of scratch his back and put things in the package that are going to help him get reelected and help the people of Utah live a better life. So this is something we're currently monitoring, folks. This isn't a slam dunk by any means. This isn't something that, like, hey, you could say, you know what, Mitt Romney's doing a deal with Democrats and it's a slam dunk. You can put it in the bag. It's not that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have an olive branch from Mitt Romney, an extension to say, hey, Democrats, let's do something together. I want to get the child tax credits done. So hopefully this could evolve into a broader deal on getting the entire stimulus package done. Of course, what we're most concerned about in this community, is the stimulus check for seniors that Bernie Sanders is trying to include in this package. He's trying to make it $1,000. Some groups are pushing for $2,000, and President Biden acknowledged the stimulus check for seniors, but said it could be as low as $800. So this is what's going on, right? We've got Joe Manchin, who said we're not doing the deal. Now Joe Manchin backtracked and said, you know what, we can do the stimulus package, but we have to change this, this, and this. Now Mitt Romney is jumping into the mix and saying, you know what, maybe I'd be open to doing a deal with Democrats as well. So this is something we're going to have to monitor, folks. Will Mitt Romney do a deal with Democrats? Will it be a small deal where they just take out the child tax credit, or will it be a bigger deal on the entire stimulus package? Will President Biden even be willing to cut the stimulus package into smaller pieces? Or is this something that they're going to put their foot down on and say, you know what, we're doing one big package and that's it? Then we also have the fact that President Biden might do some of these things through executive action, which is something we talked about in my previous video. So whole lot going on, folks. Stuff is getting really interesting, and we will have a lot of updates in the next couple of weeks. So don't forget to subscribe. I will keep you posted as things develop. Now, sneak peek on my next video, we're going to talk about Joe Manchin, of course, right? Because what else would we talk about now? And the fact that Mitch McConnell is offering to invite him into the Republican Party. Then we have reports that Joe Manchin could potentially run for president in 2024. And part of the reason he's causing so much trouble is to garner more attention, right? Make more headlines, to kind of create a platform to run for presidency in 2024. This is something we're going to dive deep into on my next video. So let me know in the comments, folks. Do you think Joe Manchin should run for president? I think this community would say a hard no, right? He's trying to stop stimulus. That's the last person we want to run for president, but that's something we have to talk about because it's starting to kind of become a rumor, and it's going to be interesting to see if that actually happens. We're also going to talk about what the heck does Joe Manchin actually want, because now he said he will do the package, but we're going to have to make some changes. So what will those changes be, and will the stimulus package actually get done? So that's a little sneak peek of one of our next videos coming up, but to end this video, I'm going to leave you with a clip discussing the fact that a lot of economists, a lot of experts, people who have PhDs in economics, people who are very highly regarded have said that the Build Back Better stimulus package won't actually cause inflation. This is Joe Manchin's main sticking point. He says it's going to cause inflation, but honestly, it seems to be an excuse because most of this money in this package is long-term money, right? They're not giving everyone like a $10,000 stimulus check to go buy a bunch of fancy cars and stuff like that, right? They're giving people a little bit of money, maybe give seniors $1,000, maybe give families a few $100s a month, and then most of this money is spent over the next 10 years, right? So most economists have agreed that this would not make inflation worse. Inflation should go down in the next 6 to 12 months regardless, either way. So we should do this stimulus package. So if you'd like to stick around, let's watch this clip discussing the fact that the stimulus package won't make inflation worse. They're also going to kind of dissect the stimulus package, kind of pointing out things that are good and things that are bad about it. But overall, it's a positive video when it comes to stimulus. So let's take a quick look, see what they had to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video.
Absolutely now needs to decide, do they want to do a partial bill? Do they want to figure out what in Build Back Better Joe Manchin would support? But, you know, the oldest rule of economic theory is you got to have 50 votes if you want to do something. So I think the infrastructure bill was a major accomplishment. I think that the American Rescue Plan and that we did not have something deeper and longer lived in terms of a recession coming out of the resurgence of the virus, and knock on wood, let's not experience that again with Omicron. I think those will be the major legislative accomplishments, and now they should get what they can get. But, we'll have to see how it goes.
Austin, the Build Back Better bill, and then I'll get to Michael, but the Build Back Better bill, was it important right now to help the economy continue healing from the pandemic? Or was it a collection of things that Democrats have wanted for years and years and years and years, and therefore a bridge too far, given that you didn't have, as I said earlier, it's 50-50. If you want to do something transformative, instead of pillaring Joe Manchin, why don't you elect more senators?
Yeah, look, 100%, I think they need to elect more senators. I don't believe that Build Back Better was about short-run stimulus. That's why I think just on factual grounds, I disagree a bit with Senator Manchin. I don't think it would have much impact on inflation up or down because it's spread out over a number of years. The impact right away wasn't very big. So I don't think it was about addressing COVID-related things. I think it was about investments in human capital that have been neglected.
Michael, I don't know, AEI, American Enterprise Institute, and that covers a wide range, even within, it's not a monolith, people that are there. But in your view, how much credence do you give to the notion that it was a major transformation of the United States into an entitlement state, where you had entitlement creep up to the middle class, where perhaps it's not needed? And when you do fund entitlements with higher taxes, there are people at AEI would just say that's a problem right from the start. It's going to impact private sector growth.